Today I'm speaking to Tshaamano Mabuda, a Bold Women Award finalist. Tshaamano is the founder and CEO of Bani Learning, an award-winning e-tech company making quality education more accessible through AI-powered tutoring designed for underserved communities. Founded in 2022, Bani Learning has supported more than 10,000 families across Southern Africa and created employment for over 70 young people. It is a multilingual AI, Bani AI. It delivers curriculum-aligned learning through WhatsApp. From data scientist to a mathematics educator, Tshaamano has been recognized through programs including the Mastercard Foundation, e-tech Fellowship, and Tony Elemeno Fellowship, driven by the belief that education should never depend where a child is born. She's building technology that expands access, opportunity, and learning across Africa. Welcome to Daily Entrepreneur.
Wow, what an intro.
What an intro.
Thank
Hey,
you so
and
much.
congratulations for Bani Learning.
Yes.
So before we get into the whole nitty-gritty of what Bani Learning is, can you please tell us more about yourself and your upbringing?
Okay, so I'm Tshaamano Mabuda. I was born in Madombija in Venda. Very small village in Limpopo.
Okay.
I'm born to a single mother who, honestly, that's where my entrepreneur spirit came from, because she used to do everything, sell everything, and really try her best in life. I was privileged enough to get a scholarship to study in Johannesburg. So I was first in an Afrikaans primary school.
Wow.
Then I went to an English high school, so matriculated at JP High School for Girls. Got 7 distinctions, was head girl, life was great. Then I went to UCT. Oh, and I thought that was where the dream was supposed to start. But unfortunately, I mean, I was on the Ellen Gray Orbis Fellowship, but in my first year, got sexually assaulted, and that's where life took a 360 or 180. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing. So let's talk Bani Learning, right? At the age of 18 years old, you identified a gap in South Africans' education system, and you decided to build a solution. What gave you the first step? What made you say, I want to start Bani Learning?
So it was a bit of a threefold situation. Growing up, I mean, if your whole family or most of your family are in Venda and you growing up in the suburbs, you always see the gaps. I mean, during COVID, I was actually in grade 11. So I was in a suburb high school. We transitioned to online learning immediately. It was seamless. We were learning on Google Classroom. Teachers had access to phones. Like, it wasn't affected. School continued. My cousins, however, I remember WhatsApping them, and I'm like, how's your schooling going? And he said he never did anything for about 4 months. Because the reality is teachers didn't even have access to smartphones. Themselves, they don't even know what is e-learning. And they were told to come fetch resources from school. They get there, they ran out of printing paper. So that for me was the first shock that there's actually such a big inequality gap in education. And we keep overlooking it because we're entering the 4th industrial revolution and AI. We're so excited, we're all running. And then like, what about the underserved communities are still staying behind? So that was number one. I've always known that. It used to anger me in high school. I'd tell my principal, mentor, Miss Gonzalez, who passed away, that, Venda, like, what is happening? And then the second fold was the trauma of UCT. So when that happened, it was actually in a tutoring environment where that happened. And I just couldn't believe how could one be so unsafe in a place that's supposed to be for education. And then finally, I fell ill, and you just need money. So all these pushing forces, it's like, well, what skill do I have? I was like, I'm really good at maths. I know a lot of people that are also quite good at some kind of skill or subject. So why can't we market our skills? And then I gathered a couple of friends who trusted me at the time. I was like, trust me, like, let's do this thing. We're only teaching learners online in rural areas and suburbs, and then the rest is history.
Sure. So what was the original problem you wanted to solve with Bani Learning, Learning, and how has that vision evolved now that the company is growing?
Okay, so the original problem was that inequality gap in education. So how we solved it in 2022 was, okay, let's tutor in the suburbs, use the profits to tutor students in rural areas for free. Unfortunately, manpower, like how many tutors do I exactly? And also what we started noticing in 2023, 2024 is we're getting a lot of these tutors that are willing to, well, we reimburse them, but we're tutoring these learners in underserved areas for free, but they don't speak English.
Yes.
This is not their...
They're not used to this.
Exactly, it's not their language of communication. So even if we tutor you maths and English, but you from Tembisa, or maybe, I mean, yes, they speak English in Tembisa, but at home, maybe no one else speaks English. It's pointless. And then we started, okay, let's get tutors that speak all our South African home languages. Once again, scale. How many tutors will I have to get to solve the problem?
And they speak the language
exactly
that
how exactly how many vendor tutors can tutor accounting in Chivenda, right? And that's when in 2024 I was like, technology is here. How do I leverage technology to solve the bigger problem? And that's when Buddy AI was born.
Sure. How easy was it for you to get access to these learners? And how easy was it for you to convince them that I am here to help you? I mean, these are people who've never studied anything online.
Yes.
They've never had to use WhatsApp to get tutorial skills.
Yes.
How easy was it for you to break that gap?
Yeah. So why it was very strategic choosing WhatsApp, because many platforms go, download this app, website. WhatsApp, you can be in the most like underserved area, but there's someone in that street that will have WhatsApp.
Yeah.
It's Africa's biggest social media platform. Most people are on WhatsApp, low data costs.
Yes.
I mean, you don't really need strong Wi-Fi signal. So we already knew, let's meet them where they are. People are going to be on WhatsApp. Now let's turn this into a learning tool. So the convincing factor is not that big, because I'm not convincing you anymore, like download an app.
No.
Find what
you already have it on your phone.
You've got to open WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just open. I know you have WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Open WhatsApp. Here's the number. And what language do you speak? I speak Setswana. Okay, great. Buddy can speak Setswana, and it can actually teach you whatever you want to learn in your home language. So they already have, every student goes through a gap or context they don't understand. So the need is already there within them. Us just meeting them saying, well, here's a tool that will solve it. It's a natural, easy flowing combination. Yeah.
So you want to say to me it was easy, like in
no,
it wasn't.
Okay, it wasn't easy in terms of to build. Number one, the platform it didn't exist. So before 2024, there was no such thing as an AI tutor, let alone on WhatsApp, let alone in South African languages. So that's the problem with pioneering. So building it was the hard part. So having to get funding to build it, and so grateful to many organizations that helped fund building the tech. I have a tech background, but I needed to eventually get more manpower. But building it, also developing these APIs, because there weren't really APIs that existed of Xhosa voice notes. Right? Yeah. We had to pioneer and create a lot of things. So that was the hard part.
Yes.
And then getting people to sponsor the product, because I'm not going to go to a township and say, hey man, that 50 Rand for your transport, pay for this product.
Yeah.
It had to go in for free at least, or at a very minimal cost. Yeah. So getting it there was very hard, but the distribution is easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Speaking about business and trying to get access, a lot of funders, they struggle with balancing purpose and profitability, right? How have you approached building a business that delivers both? You are passionate about this product, but also there's a profit that has to come with building a business like that. How did you balance the two?
Yeah, that's a great question, because especially for social impact companies, it's always like, you want to make a change, but how are you going to survive?
Yeah.
And
how are you going to keep the company running?
Exactly. How do we keep the lights on? And Buddy Learning can't exist without commercial sustainability. So that's why we had the tutoring marketplace still running. Remember, we started with that in 2022. Yeah. That one expanded, 70 tutors. So that runs. That's people who can pay. So you're thinking your Quantal 5 parents all those, most of it, areas where the parents are like, I'm willing to pay. That funded like Buddy AI, which is the social impact. And because the more learners use Buddy AI, the less our costs are. So they work together and they don't replace each other. So that's how we're trying to push the profitability with the tutoring, with the impact and passion. Yes.
Sure. That's amazing. Now let's get to something more exciting.
Yes.
The Bold Woman Award.
Yes.
You are a finalist. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
What made you enter the competition?
So I was scrolling on LinkedIn, as we all do. We love to doom scroll on LinkedIn. And I saw Vev Clicko Award. And first, what caught my attention is Vev is usually associated with, people think partying, drinking.
Somewhere nice.
And it's not often associated with actually what Madame Clicko stood for, which was the kind of the pioneer of the brand. And she was a very fierce businesswoman. So when I went into the link and read about the award, I'm like, I didn't even know that a woman was behind Vev. I didn't even know that it was such a fearless, like she was super. And then I looked at the Bold Awards, and it's just this network of international trailblazers. It's like, I have to hop onto this. And so they have two categories, the Bold Woman Award and the Bold Future. So Future's for the younger. So I applied for it and also just got into their database. And somehow, with God's grace, ended up, interviews, following the stages, got the call that, hey, you're a finalist. So very exciting, very humbled by the opportunity.
Sure. What does this recognition mean for you in Buddy Learning?
I think it just affirms that what we are doing is important, number one, and also that, well done. Business is such a lonely, I'm not the first and won't be the last to say this. Business is so lonely. So sometimes you keep working and you don't often see the instant results or the impact you're making. And it just, you need a lot of liver to persevere through it. So when massive organizations like Vev, Clicko, Bold Award say, listen, we're an international organization and we think you are part of the top 3 best female founders in the country at the moment, that's everything.
It's like a pat on the back, right? It's like you're doing something so great.
You feel seen and you just validated that, okay, the work is worth it. Let's keep going. And also the exposure. I mean, publicity is everything for business. So having access to all their resources has been exceptional.
Sure, I love that. So artificial intelligence is transforming in education. It's like scaling so high, right? How do you use AI reshaping across Africa? Or how do you see it reshaping education across Africa?
I think it can solve many problems that we have, especially in our rural schools, where you have one teacher, 40 students, or some don't even have teachers in the classroom. Learners are just hoping a teacher kind of shows up. So in those classrooms where they're under-resourced, even Buddy AI, for example, what it can do is act as a resource for the students to practice, because they can send voice notes, take pictures of their textbook. If the textbook is in English, they can take a picture and say, hey, please explain this in isiZulu. Explain photosynthesis in isiZulu. You don't have to wait for your teacher to come explain it. And also many schools that don't have resources don't even have textbooks. And that's a reality that most of us don't know. Yes, they don't have textbooks. So what Buddy AI allows for these people on WhatsApp, they have access to beyond even what their textbook would have covered 24/7. So that's at scale, as you say. So it's not only going to help one person, like a tutor would be one-on-one, but it can help the whole of Africa. It can help the whole world. So I think that's what I love about AI, is it can solve a massive problem at a massive scale. Very quickly.
Do you see Buddy Learning getting into the our curriculum, like our education curriculum? Is that your dream? Like, do you see it getting there? Because as much as you are already doing this for underserved communities, do you already see yourself getting into our everyday learning curriculum with basic education and take it further to like higher education?
This one is for our minister, Siv.
Please.
Beautiful lady. I need you to, if you are watching this, it's CAPS aligned, #1, and that's our public school curriculum. So it's super CAPS aligned. Any learner in the public school system would benefit so much from it. They don't need to be downloading extra apps. You don't need to have money. So wherever you are located, whatever your language is, no matter your background, this is literally bringing quality education to every learner, so that learning is not a privilege anymore. So yes, I 1000% think if they could leverage it in a lot, like distribute it in a lot of schools where they don't have resources, they would see a massive improvement in learners, even engagement, because it's also gamified. So they get points, and learners of this generation love games. So
they do.
Exactly.
They're always on their phones.
Exactly.
So why not bring education to
on.
their phones as well?
Let's have a national body AI competition. Who's on the leaderboard? Who's the best in maths? Like, because that's what the platform is able to even do. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So, I mean, body learning started in 2018.
2022.
2022. Right? And you were in grade 11 when you realized that you need to fill this gap.
Yes.
As a young person, what doubts have you overcome?
Yes.
Starting something as great as this, coming with age and experience.
Yes.
What was going through your mind, and what are you facing today as you are getting older with body learning?
I think when I started, being young is such a fun thing because you're so ambitious, right?
Nothing can stop you.
Exactly. So when I started, I didn't even realize what, not the monster, but what we would have created 5 years in advance. But when I started, for me, it was just like, let's solve this problem. Come on, friends, let's do this project. As I mentioned, I was in leadership role, so I love working in teams. I also love sports. So it just felt like me and this team are doing this. And then when it gained momentum, that's when you start entering big rooms, you're pitching for Alan Gray, and then the imposter syndrome starts to sink in because you look around the room and these people are like, #1 at the time, I didn't have a degree. So I'm 18, I'm in my first year. People around me have children, they're 30. Like, these are well-spoken, lots of experience. Like, they've done a lot. I'll never forget, I went to one pinchy competition. Our revenue was probably at 20,000 Rand, and I was so proud because we started with 50 Rand, and I thought, amazing. And then the first guy pitches and he's like, oh no, we made 1.5 million Rand. Wow. And I wanted to disappear in the seat because I was like, what? Yeah, so I think the doubts will always be there, even till this day. I mean, yes, I'm nominated for this big award. Do I think I'm there? No. And I think doubts are a very important thing because they allow you to have continuous learning in entrepreneurship. So the doubts have been there. It was always about the age. And then that's what pushed me to let me show the results. Do as much as I can. And now that the results can speak for themselves, I feel a bit more confident in rooms because even if they can say, oh, but you're 22, I'll say,
what do you know? Now,
great.
This is what I've
done so far. That's why I employ 70 people.
And you've helped over 1,000 families.
Thousands of families can attest to it. So, you just have to put your head down, keep doing the work. One day the results will speak for you.
Sure. Yeah. Now let's go back to the awards, right? The Bold Awards, they celebrate entrepreneurs who are breaking barriers, right? What does being bold mean to you?
I think being bold means exactly what I did in my journey was not ready, did not have the resources, had no investors, just me and my 50 Rand. Take the leap of faith.
And go there.
The product was not, oh my goodness, even the logo. When I look back at what we had and we started, I don't know how we were even pitching with this material, but we just ran with it. So start with what you have, because now we look back and we're like, wow. So from that little, now we've got all of this. We've got multiple investors. We've got multiple partners. We are we're in more than South Africa, other countries.
Sure.
Please. So you have to start. Just take the leap. Start with what you have. That's it. Yeah.
With where you are right now and what you have built, what are your current, or if someone is watching this video and they want to invest in body learning, what is the most thing that you want the most right now? If someone calls you after this interview and say, hey, I just want to be an investor, what is that one thing that you want the most?
What we want and we need is access into more of these communities. So it's one thing to say, no, we're building for the underserved areas, but how do we get there? These underserved areas are not sitting on Instagram. They're not sitting on Meta ads. They're not on Google. We kind of have to go to the communities and distribute it. So that has been the most taxing thing, is to get to the communities is the hardest part. But when you distribute. So if someone out there could help us, obviously this would be funding or whatever, if they have resources to get us into these communities, whether it's transport, whatever the means is, if we could get into those communities that need us most, that would be the best thing, because then we're actually solving at the roots of where we want to be solving.
Sure.
Yes.
Do you also follow the journey? If you meet someone who's doing grade 9 and they need tutoring for mathematics, and then you carry them through matric, does it end there, or you carry them even through varsity level and stuff like that?
Love this question. Actually, thank you for asking that, because we definitely do follow journeys, but it's also a two-way street. But beautiful story that I have to tell is, so when we still had the program of us tutoring for free in rural areas, Sihle, one of our star tutors, used to tutor a student in Venda. The student would get the free tutoring on WhatsApp. Great. Eventually matriculates, gets a bursary, is now studying at Wits, and is coming back onto the platform as a tutor. So those are the full circle moments of, we found you in this rural community, you ending up now at a top public university, and now you're working with us. Definitely. We love journeys. We love, yes.
So it doesn't end with high school.
No,
you
please.
See them
and university. Yes, we do tutor university level, definitely. And then if they graduate, we're like, let's see your marks. Are you competent? Come work with us, always.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. I love that. I really love that. What has been the biggest lesson you've learned since starting body learning?
Sure. The biggest lesson, I've learned so many. I feel like I learn a new lesson every day. I learn lessons every day. But the biggest one has to be, I know some people are not religious, but for me, the only reason, if I have to be very honest, that I've come this far, because I'm not special. Like, there are many people that have tried to start startups and failed. It has to be God. Like, my relationship with God, the faith, has kept me through the darkest days. And sometimes you'll have to pay people, or like, you'll be in a really dire situation, and sometimes I'll be like, why am I doing this? You pray, and then all of a sudden, a big investor calls randomly. And so even these opportunities, why did they have to pick me? There are many other deserving, if not maybe even better than me. I'm not special. I'm not lucky.
But you're God's child.
I am God's child. So I think, even thank you, God. Like, 1000% biggest lesson is walk with God, or I can't force people into, but if you've got a strong faith, you can throw me in the lion's den and I'll still walk out with my head up. Yes. So definitely my faith.
I love this. As we wrap our conversation, I just want you to encourage young entrepreneurs out there, especially people who want to get into the same space, if not similar, or someone who just wants to start a business at a young age, and all they have, it's passion. All they have is an idea. What message will you give that young person who wants to start a business today?
Number one is, your passion is enough drive. In fact, it's the most important fuel. There are some people who have millions of investments, but zero passion, and that business is not going to work. So your passion is great. Number two, you have to hunt for opportunities. So from cold emailing people, literally Google the email address of this business you want to work with.
Do it all.
Email them. Email. How I got a partnership with Varsity Vibe was a cold email. Just email. And many people are going to give you no's. Don't take rejection as it's over. Rejection is, you're going to be rejected so much. In fact, start saying no to yourself in the mirror every day.
Get used to it.
Get used to it. But also let it fuel you. So rejection is redirection. I've had 1,000 no's, but 3 yeses can change your life. So take the passion, hunt for the opportunities, and don't stop, because one day you need to always be prepared. One day you get that big opportunity and you'll just take off.
Do you feel like you have the support that body learning needs at the moment? You have like massive support of people who are like pushing you to keep this thing going? Because sometimes you can wake up and say like, yo, today I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah.
Do you have that support structure?
I think I'm very blessed to have that support structure. So from my friends, my close friends, to my family, to even parents that are on the platform, to even partners. This morning I got a message from one of the investors. They don't even have to wish me good luck for anything. But when you build, very important to build those good relationships. So I've got a lot of support because I think I've always valued the relationships. Not all relationships will be perfect, but the real ones always stay.
Yeah.
So I think we have a lot of support because, my family, it's everyone's passion, and it's kind of make your business everyone's baby.
Yeah.
So everyone takes care of it very well, and it's not like mine. Because if you're solving for people, it should be for the people.
About you. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think we are very supportive. And in fact, we want more. We don't mind. Like, please join the family.
Come in. We've got space for all of you guys.
Space for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Amazing. Thank you so much for coming. All the best with the awards. After you win, what's going to happen with you? Where is Buddy Lane? I mean, obviously, you've already been recognized, as a bold future woman, with Verve. But after that recognition, whether you stand on that stage and they say, hey, you're a winner or not, where is Buddy Lane going from here?
So we do hope we win. But even if we don't, we're so grateful for everything we've received this far. But afterwards, where we're off to is we are trying to expand into Kenya. We really want to get into the Kenyan market. So next step for Buddy Learning is to do the public launch, because it's currently in a few schools. It's not, as I said, Minister Sive, we would love to collaborate. But next step is to get into Kenya, the Swahili, because this is not a problem that's unique to South Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, so next step for Buddy Learning is we're going international.
Sure.
Yes.
I love that. So you want the footprint to just spread across.
Yes.
Oh, that's so lovely. All the best again. I hope you come back after that recognition. I hope you come back and tell us how the journey has been, because I know that with the Bold Women Award, after you have won, there's certain things that you need to do, where you need to go, and they also give you access to many
exceptional awards,
to many areas abroad. So all
France.
Now you can take Buddy Lane into France. That would be so amazing.
Yes, we want to be. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for joining, or thank you rather for watching today's episode. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you want to get in touch with Buddy Learning, how can they get in touch with you?
So search on Google Buddy Learning, and you can just message us via the website, or our WhatsApp number is 072 432 8619.
You got it. Thank you.